Hi, I'm Patrick Fulop. This is Effective Martial Arts. In this lesson, the 8 basic positions and key principles of ground fighting. Alright, so 8 basic positions and key principles for practicing ground fighting with a partner. Now before we get into that, quick message. Thank you to all of our viewers and subscribers. You guys are awesome. We're really happy to be able to help you learn and perfect your martial arts skills as part of your self-development program to reach your full potential. Stay tuned because we've got lots of good stuff planned for you. Now, before we get into the actual positions, a couple of key principles of ground fighting. So these will help you understand the different positions and will help you execute them better. Principle number 1, relax and breathe. You will have a tendency to tense up and to forget to breathe when you're practicing these new techniques. So remember, relax and breathe. From the top, you'll be able to establish a better position when you relax, and from the bottom, you'll be able to execute your escapes better when you relax, and you'll be able to be more explosive. So principle number 1, relax and breathe. Principle number 2 is strive to be on top. You always have more options from the dominant top position on the ground. You can strike or you can submit more easily, so you always want to be on top. So to be able to do that, when you're in the bottom, keep in mind that you want to create as much distance as you can. So you want to keep your limbs in between you and your opponent. And from the top, you want to pass the limbs, if you will, to be able to pin the opponent on the ground and then do your attacks. So 2 basic principles: 1, relax and breathe, and 2, strive to be on top. With that in mind, let's get right into it. The 8 basic ground positions. Okay, so the very first situation we're going to see on the ground is what we call the down guard standing position. This is when one person is on their back, the other person is standing. From here, my main objective will be to create distance and get back up to my feet, and a secondary objective could be to take her down. I'm going to see that later in the down guard standing video. Her main objective will be to control my legs to either strike or pass to a more dominant position. That's position number 1, down guard standing. Position number 2 is knee on belly. So she's going to throw my legs to the side, pass to knee on belly position. Her shin is across my belly, pinning my arms to the ground so I can't strike. And from here, she can also strike or do submissions. So this is knee on belly. Next position, number 3, is going to be the full mount. So this is the full mount position. Very bad position for me. I absolutely need to escape very quickly because here she can strike and I can't even reach her face. Okay, so I need to escape this position. We're going to see that in the full mount video. An interesting variant on the full mount is also the low mount. Here, very good position for control, where she can immobilize me and I can't do much from here. Okay, so this is the low mount, a variant of the full mount. Next one is the side control position. So this is number 4, side control. Here she's going to keep my elbows off the ground, one knee in my armpit, one knee on my hip. Here I can't move at all as well, so I'm going to need to escape this position. This is side control. An interesting variant on the side control is the scarf hold position. Inverting her legs, keeping my elbows off the ground. She has more striking opportunities from here, so I'm also going to need to escape. So this is a scarf hold, variant of the side control. Next one, number 5, is the north-south position. She's going to pass. This is when our legs are in opposite directions. She's going to be crushing my face with her ribs and controlling my hips with her hands, so I cannot move in this position. This is a north-south position. Next one is the back control position. This is when she has my back, her chest is to my back. She has her hooks in, so this is what we call the hooks, when the feet are the inside of my legs. This is what we call the seat belt. So she's establishing a strong control in this position. This is back control, number 6. The obvious attack I have to be careful for in this position is the rear naked choke. So we're going to see that and how to escape in the back control video. Next one is the turtle position. Right here, called turtle position for obvious reasons. Here I have to protect. She can also strike me, and she can control my back, so I have to protect. Okay, so this is turtle position. An interesting variant on the turtle position is the back mount position. So if she can manage to get to my back and get her hooks in, she can flatten me out here. And this is the worst position I can be in on the ground because I'm highly vulnerable to strikes as well as to the rear naked choke again. Okay, so this is the back mount position, variant of the turtle. And next one we didn't see is the guard position, right here. Now there are many different types of guard. I'm going to keep it simple for the purpose of this video. I'm going to keep it to just the 3 basic variants. So guard, we got close guard when my feet are locked in the back. I can control her body. I have to be careful here. She can strike me. Okay, she can strike me with more power than I can strike her. And another variant is the open guard. Right here, when my feet are unlocked. There's different opportunities from here. And the last variant we're going to see is the half guard position when she has only one leg in over here. Okay, so it's a half guard. Another interesting concept you have to be familiar with is what we call the underhook and overhook. So underhook is when my arm goes underneath her arm to control here or here. And the overhook is when my arm goes over, so I control her arm from here. So this is the overhook. All right, let's do a quick recap. So position number 1, down guard standing. Number 2, knee on belly. Number 3 is the full mount with the variant of low mount. Number 4 is side control with the variant of scarf hold. Number 5 is north-south position. Number 6 is back control. Number 7 is turtle position with a variant of the back mount. And number 8 is the guard with a variant of close guard, open guard, and half guard. And those are your 8 basic ground fighting positions. Be sure to check out the individual video we have for each one of those positions to know how to clearly establish the position correctly, as well as how to escape. Now, before we wrap it up, a couple quick considerations for practicing with a partner. Rule number 1, hygiene and grooming. So make sure when you're close up with a partner like this, make sure you're smelling good, the clothes are clean, a little bit of fragrance and deodorant and mouthwash. It's very important to have consideration for your partner. Also, for safety, make sure toenails and fingernails are cut short. And if you have long hair, tie it up. Okay, so considerations for your partner. Also, when you're practicing with a partner, make sure you control your weight. You don't want to go ahead and crush the partner with your entire body weight all the time. So make sure you can control your weight. I'm going to show you how to do that in future videos. Same thing, when you're going to learn submissions, go smoothly. Okay, don't just yank out the submission, go smoothly. And then when you want to tell the person to stop, you just simply tap out. So when the person taps, you stop. So this is when you're practicing with a partner. Also, when you're practicing ground fighting techniques, keep in mind the real life applications of what you're doing. So if you were to apply these techniques in real life, on the ground, there's 2 possibilities. You can either strike as an attack, or you can submit, which is either with a joint lock or a choke. So keep in mind the hierarchy of attacks that you can do on the ground and the level of damage they can inflict on an opponent. So joint locks is pretty much the worst thing you can do to someone because you can permanently injure someone with a joint lock. You can break off their arm, shoulder, you can mess up the tendons in their knee. Okay, so you can create a lot of permanent damage. So use it wisely if you were to use it in a self-defense situation. The next level of attacks, which is a little bit less severe, is strikes. So oftentimes you're going to create semi-permanent damage, okay, or short-term damage with strikes. It could also incapacitate a person if you really push it too far. But the best level for self-defense applications will be to use blood chokes, because then the person will just pass out and then you can be able to get out of there safely without inflicting permanent damage on the person. So keep that in mind as well. Also, keep in mind in a real life self-defense situation, you always have to be careful of your surroundings. So you will go for the most time-effective technique. So if it's a strike or if it's a submission, but you have to be careful for your surroundings. There might be other people that are there to harm you as well. So keep an eye out for your surroundings. This is true in striking as well in stand-up. So always be careful of your surroundings in self-defense. And that wraps up our video. As always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Till next time, I'm Patrick Fulop. This is Effective Martial Arts. Remember, practice well, safety first, and use these techniques only for self-defense.